Also, we got PJ Sittenfeld, who has various experiences with companies like Google and Time Magazine, as well as having written columns for the Cincinnati Enquirer. Mr. PJ Sittenfeld.
I know you all are hopeful for some lengthy remarks. I'm going to try and be the rare politician who exercises brevity here. Thank you to the organizers of PAC for putting together a terrific event. Thank you to all of you. I know you're here in part to support certain or several candidates, but you're also here because you care about the city, the region surrounding the city, so I appreciate that. I want to tell you a little bit about myself and my vision for the city, but before I do that, I have to say a quick word about Rocky Boyman. And Rocky and I really don't know each other all that well. He does not know that I'm about to tell this story, but my family has had a long involvement with St. X. So growing up, I would go to St. X football games, and one of the games that I went to, Rocky Boyman caught what must have been a 50-yard Hail Mary with no time left to send the game into overtime against Moeller. Here I was watching this, saw the crowd go wild. I thought to myself, I want to be Rocky Boyman when I grow up. Now, in case there's any confusion, I did not spend 8 years in the NFL. I know you might have guessed otherwise. The real point is that Rocky Boyman can catch Hail Marys. That's fine. The city of Cincinnati should not be throwing Hail Marys. When we think about the things that are going to advance business, increase commerce, the city's role is to create the environment, the foundation in which good things can happen. Cincinnati, the city of Cincinnati, is not supposed to be a jobs factory. It's supposed to create the conditions in which the private sector will want to create jobs. What are those conditions? Safe and clean, first and foremost. You got to do that, you got to do it well. Second, an attractive, competitive business environment. Other people have said it tonight. Don't overburden people with taxes. You can go across the river to northern Kentucky. You can go to Sharonville. No one has to start their business here, grow their business here, move their business here. A third thing that no one's mentioned, a healthy relationship, a supportive relationship between the city and the school system. Within this year, within the last year, the city brought a lawsuit against the school system. Here we are, everybody's broke, and we're going to say, yeah, let's use taxpayer dollars to not get along with each other rather than get along with each other. Safe and clean, attractive business environment, healthy relationship with your school system. If those things sound like common sense, then you are hearing me correct. But as we all know, common sense can be sometimes not all that common. Another ingredient for success is a structurally balanced budget. That's something I do support. We need to get ourselves out of this state of constant fiscal crisis. I help run an organization that has a modest budget, about $500,000 a year, but we don't have the luxury of spending money that we don't take in. We don't make projections, or we don't make decisions based on rosy projections, and we don't borrow one-time resources, all things that we've watched recent councils do. I don't think any politician says, I love making cuts. It's a tough thing to do. I commend the people that are willing to do it and have done it when it needs to be done. When it does need to be done, I think we need to embrace a sense of shared sacrifice and spread the pain around when we're in a tough position like that. I also will always have an open mind for anything that can bring cost savings, eliminate inefficiencies, while trying to thoughtfully remind people that if the lowest bid also means the lowest quality, that's not a win for taxpayers. All of these things add up to, I think, what is the most important issue facing the city. Are we going to make this a place that people want to live? Or are we going to continue to do the things that we've watched unfold over the last decade and several decades and chase people out of the city? By way of concluding, I want to say a quick word more about who I am and where my heart is. I had the incredible good fortune of growing up, the luckiest break I've ever had in my life, of growing up with two loving, supportive parents behind me. My father's here tonight, and every morning I would catch a ride to school with a school librarian who also happened to be my mother. Because I got a great education here in Cincinnati, I was able to go off to Princeton University for college. At Princeton, I won a scholarship to go to graduate school over at Oxford in England. And while I was over there, I got enrolled in this program at Google, and I was incredibly encouraged that Google offered me a full-time job. And I can tell you, it was not a difficult decision saying thanks, but no thanks to Google, to that lifestyle. I knew the only place I wanted to live, commit myself, build a life, and help improve my community is the only place I've ever called or considered home, and that's Cincinnati. So I will ask for your vote tonight. I would love for your involvement and support in this campaign beyond tonight. You have my promise that if you stand with me, I will stand with you for those first 2 years on council. And again, I thank you for being here, so have a great night.
you.